Welcome back to part 6. So we'll start off at Squire's Nest. You're going to head forward and we're going to trigger a new flag and then talk to the NPC Soniso, this big blue guy over here. You're going to tell him the password, or what we believed was a password. Yeah, but getting a bit too gullible. But I'm just going to increase my might again at the flag. Right, and once I spoke to him and I've done a few more things, I'll just show you my build, which I'm kind of going to be rocking throughout most of the enemies going forward in this video. So once I spoke to him, he should move out of the way. Yes, once Gustav shouts. Yes, I'm just going to turn my brightness down. So I think I've increased it slightly when we're in that dark area. And I've got to put it back down. I think 1.1 should be okay. So come through this crawl space. And in there is a colour of Lumina. That's kind of opposite the main path in the corner. And then come down this right path behind the NPC. And at the end you'll find some chroma. Chroma times 653. And we're going to go through this passage. Going to come into a big chamber. There'll be like a bridge going down the middle. And then on the right side and the left side you can drop down. The mime's going to be on the right. And a new tank enemy will be on the left. So yeah, drop down here and going to engage mime. But first of all, let's just check my build. So I'm kind of going to be going with that build I had before, where I do one gunshot just to increase my damage for my next base attack, and then do my base attack. That's kind of what I'm going to be working around. But now I'm going to actually put roulette into it as well. You'll be seeing sometimes I do like 10,000 damage with Milo. Yes, due to that roulette ability. Sometimes it'll make it so you do like only a few hundred, but a lot of times you'll be doing like thousands of damage. Of course I'm on EC, so that affects it a little bit. But you'll be getting a lot of Pictos in this video and the next, which kind of increase your damage by a lot under certain conditions like critical health, or lower than 10%, or if it's your first attack. Yeah, things like that. So you can see how these kind of nuke builds, where they're coming from. They're kind of stacking up all of these. I mean, I'm starting to stack up a few things now, and you see just how much damage I'm doing this early in the game. I know I'm on EC, but still, I'm only like quite low level. And later on, you will get Pictos that makes it so you can exceed the damage cap. Yeah, at the moment, we can only do 9,999 damage. Yeah, 10,000 damage. That's the maximum you can do at the moment, and then it's capped, similar to Final Fantasy games. Yeah, we'll be able to do much more damage once we get that Pictos later, but it's quite a bit later yet. But we'll be getting close. We'll be doing 10,000 damage quite a lot, but it'll be kind of a bit random at the moment, whether you're going to trigger that much or not that much damage. So what I'm doing is, because my luminous footage, my character is quite low at the moment, I mean it's what, 16? I'm mainly having augmented attack, versatile, augmented counter-attack I think as well, and roulette. That's what I'm putting on everybody, but you can't get all 4 on at once if you've got only 16 luminous. So what I'm doing, each one of them is having 3 each, and then the fourth one, each character's got like a different one. For example, Lune has got augmented attack as a Pictos, and then everybody else has that as luminous. For example, Milo, she's got versatile as a Pictos, and everybody else got that as a Lumina. That's how I'm kind of making it work. But yeah, I'm kind of just going with that build at the moment. Right, so let's do it. You can make sure Milo's got that new weapon we found in the village, you know, where she starts in Virtuoso stance. So that increases your damage by 200% of your first attack. Right, so just mime again. Same attacks as always. Yeah, same attacks as always. You'll be doing a lot of reduced damage until you break him. So yeah, don't focus on wasting too much of your ability points until you've broken him. But I also like to build up fire on these, so once you do finally break him, that massive fire build up is going to do a lot of damage. I wonder what the maximum fire build up we can get to. I think I've got up to 22 before. Well, not quite got above that. But I know once the enemy gets a turn again, it kind of decreases slightly. But I'm going to do Shatter as Gustav, and then he can do the overcharge when the turn comes back around to him. So try not to waste too much ability points as Gustav, so you're ready to do that break attack as soon as the enemy is broken. I guess you could increase your Pictos and your Luminous on this. Try to focus it around break damage so you break him a lot quicker. But I guess at least with this time you get a chance to build up some AP and also to build up a lot of burning on him. Right, so it's about broken. Yeah, so the boss at the end of this area, it's got like 2 stages. I think it's the first boss so far which has like 2 stages to it. And it's got quite a lot of different attacks. It took me quite a long time to learn to parry every single attack. I mean, you can just dodge and heal through them, but of course I want to try to learn to parry them all. And I've been thinking about this nuclear builds. So I mean, one thing is having a nuclear build, but of course if you get hit or you're not very good at parrying the attacks, then you might be a bit trouble. So I might try and make a build later which is kind of like self-sufficient and you can't die. So you can like just keep spamming the attack and you can't die. You know, he's like self-healing, but you always heal more than what you damage you take, and there's just no way you're going to get killed just with how much defense or the buffs you have to increase your defense. But we'll see later once we've got much more unlocked. But yes, once you beat that mime, guys, you get the Baguette outfit. I think that's for, is it for, oh no, it's not for Lune, it's for the new party member. But yes, grab that mushroom as well, that's required for a quest. Yes, make sure you grab that mushroom just past the mime after you beat it. So beat the mime, grab a blue mushroom past the mime. We're going to need to give that to that NPC back in the village. I think it was Caratom, what's his name? But yes, we'll be doing that later. Right, so now I'm going to climb back up to the bridge. Get ready to go and engage the Petanque over here. So I think I just leveled up Roulette once I beat that mime. So I've just equipped it on everybody else now. So everybody's got Roulette equipped. Yeah, when Roulette triggers, you do so much damage. Especially if you do a critical. Yeah, so you force a Petanque over here. The Petanques only stop in one place, I think. And it's normally like, there'll be like a little stone somewhere, which is the same colour as the Petanque, same colour as its orb in the middle. And that's where you have to push them to get them to stop. It kind of locks them into place. So yeah, this Petanque, he doesn't have any shields, luckily. He will do range attack sometimes, and he will do his normal melee attack. But I think this one's really easy to break. Yeah, I think its break gauge is always full, or it might be, maybe it's some kind of bug. Yes, I'm sure I'll break him and then he's ready to be broken again. Or maybe just how this guy works, because you don't have much time to kill this guy. Since the fight starts, it's like 3 turns, and he's going to run away. So you need to be really quick for this Petanque. So just break him. Let's see what happens when he regains his gauge. Right, it's no longer stunned. Yeah, I'm curious what's going to happen here. So I didn't really notice it until my final time when I was recording. Yes, break gauge is back to full again pretty much. I don't know, maybe that's some kind of bug that it builds up so fast. Right, and got him. Yes, so because he's Petanque, he'll drop loads of useful loot. And that's all you need down here. Yeah, it's not much to collect down here. You've got the Petanque, the mime, and the mushroom. So back up to the bridge. Then we're going to go left and carry on to the next NPC. We're going to get a new movement ability here, guys, to use it in the world map. Yeah, it's going to get a new movement ability so you can actually destroy some of the black and blue rocks on the world map. And then in the next video, we're going to get the ability to swim. Yeah, so in this big cavern, just carrying up the steps ahead. Once you've got the first set, go left. And beyond these 2 pillars, you'll find some chroma. Yes, chroma 1305. And if you do want to push ahead, by the way, past this video, I have got the text guide done a little bit further than what we've done in this video. Yeah, so text guide, I've almost got tomorrow's video planned out in the text guide, so if you want to push on a bit once video finished, you can just look at that. But yes, grab a chroma, head further upstairs, you'll get a cutscene. After the cutscene, you want to head in this fire tunnel, which you're kind of almost facing when you regain control. Once you get to the end, you want to grapple across them fallen pillars. Yep, and then once on the other side, spin right and come to the end here to get an item. Yep, so colour of Lumina. Yeah, once got that, come over here and we're going to trigger this next flag. Yeah, and we've got a little boss fight coming up. It's not too difficult. I believe he only does one attack, but it's the strongest ice attack in the game, by the way. So be very, very careful with this one. Yeah, he's got the strongest ice attack in the game, so make sure you dodge this or parry it at least. Yeah, so I'm just going to keep doing this, shooting, base attack, and then just keep repeating that with everybody. Yeah, well, I have killed him in one turn before when I've just been really lucky with the roulette spin. Yeah, when I parry that, you wait for 2 charges, then on the second charge, you wait a moment and then parry. I mean, you can see it absorbing it. Yeah, you wait just a moment on the second charge, and then you parry. That's my timing. So you see that one, augmented first strike. Your very first attack does 50% damage. So see, you can just imagine how much damage you're going to do at the end of the game when you just keep stocking up all these different abilities on your person due to Luminous. Yeah, they probably have made it a bit too easy to get overpowered in this game, if I'm honest. But once you beat that enemy, you want to come along here next, grab that chroma on the left, and then jump up this far ledge. Yeah, you found out that we cannot find Florrie anywhere. But you'll get here, you'll be back in this big cavern where the NPC was, where Esquire was. Jump over to this pillar to get a colour of Lumina. If you miss out, you've got a long way back up to get to it again. Yes, right, up to the top of Lumina. Yep. Be quick because that enemy is chasing you. Right, so another cutscene. Yep, we get 2 trophies as well, Legend and Esquire's Nest. Yeah, so I probably could have fitted this bit in the previous video. I know we're almost at 15 minutes now. But yes, this pillar will fall down, guys. You can grapple across, and then it will allow you to get back to the entrance. But over here is a one item. Well, sorry, there's a journal and then an item. Yes, we've got a journal coming up. I'm too far ahead of my text guide as I'm reading that as we go along. But yes, once you come along this path, when it forks right, take that right path and you'll find 2 tents. And here is journal 66. We're going to get 3 or 4 journals in this video. So grab journal 66, guys, go back to the fort, go right, carry on going upwards, grapple across, and over here at the end of this ledge we'll be back at the entrance and got a new Pictos. And what is it? It is Energizing Start number 3. All these different Pictos you get, where you've already got that same Pictos before, but you've got like the 3 version or the 4 version. As far as I know, by what I've seen so far, kind of like the upgraded version, all it really does is increase the stats on it. It doesn't really increase the ability, just the statistics on it. But yeah, it's going to change up again. I'm always trying to change my builds so that I'm always mastering new Pictos. I'm trying to learn them all. And with the exposing attack Lumina or Pictos, if you've got it equipped, where it makes it so when you attack an enemy with a base attack, you inflict the defenseless debuff on them. If you put that on somebody, try put it on your first character so that they cast defenseless, and then everybody else is going to do a bit more damage as well. Yeah, so here we are. As you can see, we can turn into a squire now. He helps you get around a bit quicker as well, and it allows you to see a bit more because the field of view zooms out slightly because he's so big. He's got a large personality. But yes, over here is some more enemies. So you got Lancelier. Is that Lancelier on the right? Not seen one of them for a while. Yeah, you got Cruella in the middle, and on the left is the Demonum, or whatever their name was. Remember, you can shoot the mime to do a lot of damage. Yep, the Lanceliers have a weak point in the middle of their head, and these big guys, I actually forgot about that. Yeah, why didn't I shoot their weak point? I think I forgot about the big guy. But yeah, the big guy, if you remember, on one of their arms there'll be a weak point. It's random where it is, and that's what you have to shoot. But yeah, when you beat him, you should hopefully level up 2 weapons. Yes, Cruella and the Lancer, so you upgraded them too. Quite a big upgrade as well. I want to know what happens. Say for example I'd already upgraded them to level 6 and then I beat that enemy. What happens then? Do they not upgrade, or are they set to upgrade a little bit? So will they upgrade it higher? I'm not quite sure. Something I've got to look into in the future when I'm testing things. But yes, you want to come over to the beach, guys, to the northeast. I think you'll find that NPC. Talk with him and buy the outfits and the haircut. So yes, talk to that NPC, guys, buy the outfits and the haircut. That is Caribe. And then come up here, you see them black and blue rocks I just smashed. We couldn't pass them before, but now we can. Now I have a squire. And once you reach Stone Wave Cliffs to the north, if you haven't already, they'll want you to go to camp. So I'm just going to go to camp, trigger some few cutscenes. Once you get control back, come down here, go right. We're going to find Sastro. Now we've started rescuing the lost Gestrels. There's 9 altogether, and we have 1 at the moment. I believe there's a trophy connected to this as well. But yes, you talk to him each time, you get a reward. Because we've rescued 1, we'll get a new outfit. And we'll go to the campfire, write in the journal, and then go to sleep. Yeah, on this path up to Stonewave Cliffs, there's a fork just before it. You might remember passing it. Maybe you did check it out actually. But if the fork on the right, it leads to a strong enemy. Yeah, really strong. I did try to engage him at one point, and he's probably not too bad, but he's just got loads of health at this point in the game. So I'm going to come back to him later. I feel like it's going to take like 5 to 10 minutes to beat him. So just come back and beat him up later. So yeah, all these strong enemy types, even though we can probably beat them now, guys, I want to come back and beat him later when we can kill him in like 20 seconds or so. I don't want to be taking 5 minutes when we can just do that same fight in like 20 seconds later on. But yes, once in Stonewave Cliffs, just continue forward, and there'll be a cutscene. You'll see the battles in this area, how quick they are. That's what I want to try to keep most battles like. Yeah, like a more kind of natural progression to my leveling, I guess, in a way. Yeah, so after that cutscene, make sure your baguette's tucked in tight on your back. Do you not want to drop it? And continue forwards. And there should be a save point through here. But there'll be an item on the left just before it. Yeah, poor enemy, just fell off a cliff. Yeah, grab a chroma, guys, and then rest at the Expedition 78 entrance. Right, so we're in the next open area. Stay on the ledge to the right, and there'll be a rope around the corner. Climb that rope. Them enemies, I don't think they have a weak point. I mean that you can shoot, not one which I've found out so far. So there's another journal, guys, Expedition number 78. Yes, grab that journal, Expedition 78, and over here is a paint cage. So you want to climb up the rope on the right, and here you can see all 3 locks. So there's one straight ahead. Yeah, just above them rocks straight ahead. Go forward, look right, and you see one about halfway up the wall. And then look left behind the paint cage, and you see that paint lock over there, just beneath that like glass structure in the distance. That's it. Once you've done all 3 locks, grab that weapon, Dilarum, from the paint cage. Come back down here, stay on the upper right ledge, and there'll be a colour of luminous at the end. Now you probably don't want to equip this weapon. I did, but I forgot. It does light damage, and there are some enemies in this area that are resistant to light. So maybe don't equip that weapon for this area. Yes, grab that colour of luminous. And yes, we're going to engage the enemy in a minute. I'm just going to make sure I've equipped all my new Pictos so that I start leveling them up, so that I master them. Right, I'm going to attack him from behind. Yeah, so these guys, I think they're weak to ice, and they will sometimes trigger a new shield. Look how much damage I did then with just a base attack. 6,000 damage. Yeah, but you see, sometimes you do like 400. Just depends how the roulette spins. 2,500. Yeah, these guys, they normally almost always start with just a double combo. Yeah, 2 hits normally what they start with. Then I think it's 3 hits, then 2 hits, then 3 hits. And occasionally they'll just trigger like this. They trigger shield on their allies, but he didn't realise nobody's helping him here. It's all by himself. And we've got him. Yeah, I don't think they've got any weak points. Let me know if you find one. I've shot the crystals. I've shot a few places with no luck so far. But yes, you get that confident Pictos when you beat him. And in here will be another new Pictos, guys, breaking counter. We'll put them all on us in a second. Yeah, come through here. Grapple over to that far ledge. You can see that item already glowing pink on the right. Yes, grab that Colour of Lumina. Come along here. Now here's going to be another new enemy type. And I'm also going to get 2 combat trophies in a second as well, guys. Yes, 2 combat trophies coming right up. Right, so I need to try to manage these properly. Because I still want to make sure everybody's got a kind of similar build. But I don't want to... I want to try to keep Marlel's speed higher than everybody else's, so that she goes first. Because on Marlel, I've got the exposing attack Pictos on her, so that she casts defenseless on the enemy, and she'll be going first most of the time. Right, so yes, continue down here, go left. So this new enemy type, this Reaper Cultist and the Greatsword Cultist. The Reaper Cultist, they're one of them floating enemy types. They'll dodge your base attacks, so you need to use your gun to damage them. And try not to shoot them orbs. If you shoot them orbs circling around it, wow, it's already dead. Yeah, if you shoot the orb circling around the Reaper, it will grant shield to its mates. So yeah, try not to shoot the orbs. And he's dead already. So that Pictos is really bad, actually. Yeah, it's really bad, especially if you're parrying everything. But I'm going to equip it for a bit later just to master it. And down here it's another journal. Journal number 56, I think that was. Expedition 56. Right, so this next enemy, we're going to get 2 trophies out of the way. So you want to equip the Chatian weapon, which we just got, with, how do you pronounce the name? I need to check up on that, actually. Yeah, but a new party member, equip that on her. Yeah, so she wants the Chatian weapon. Your party wants to be Gustav, Marlel, and the new party member. Yep, I'll try to find out how to pronounce the name for the next video. Yeah, Gustav, Marlel, and the next party member. The order, you want Gustav to be before Marlel. Gustav wants to be before Marlel, it's important. And he wants marking shot on him, the skill. Marlel wants a medium weapon. Like I say, that new party member wants that new weapon we just got. The Chatian or Chatian. Gustav, like I say, he wants marking shot skill. Marlel wants the Percy skill. She wants a Percy skill. And the new party member wants Twilight Slash and Focused Foretell skills. Basically her 2 default ones. Right, and once you're ready with that, come and engage the next enemy. If you want what I've just said all wrote down, guys, it's wrote down in my text guide. Yeah, if you didn't quite catch what I'm saying, it's all in my text guide, so I know I'm going a little bit fast. So what I'm going to do first is Gustav's going to use marking shots, and then Marlel's going to use Percy, and that's going to pop us a trophy. Because she's already in Virtuose Dance. Yeah, synergy. Nice, easy way to get that. And we're going to kill one of them, but you want to keep one of them alive. Now, as the new character, she wants to use Twilight Slash to begin with. Twilight Slash. Yes, she's used that one time. Now, nobody else attack this enemy. We want to keep that enemy alive. You can still parry the attacks or dodge. I mean, if it's got a shield, you're not going to do any damage anyway. So yeah, just make sure everybody else skips a turn. So back to the new party member. You're going to use Focused Foretell. Yeah, I'll make sure I say a name in the next video. So she's going to use Focused Foretell now. As you can see, that's going to grant 10 cards on the enemy. I know her attacks seem a bit overwhelming for now at the moment until you get used to them. But yes, first do Twilight Slash, then do Focused Foretell. The enemy should have 10 cards above him. and you should now be in the twilight state. I'll show you in a minute. Yes, you see on the right there, it says you're in twilight state. So now you're going to use focus foretell again. That's going to cast 20 cards on the enemy. So 20 cards. Now we're going to do Twilight Slash. If you do Twilight Slash when you've got 20 cards built up and you're in a twilight state, you'll get a trophy. It doesn't matter that the enemy's got shields or not, you'll still get it. I planned it here, so I killed him with that attack. So yes, now we've got Twilight built up on the right. We've got 20 cards. We're now going to do Twilight Slash, and that's going to pop a trophy. There you go, maximization. And I killed him at the same time, bonus. Like I say, even if you hit a shield of that, it will still pop the trophy if you've done it correctly, because I have done it that way. I'll pop this trophy 3 times now. But yeah, if you want it explained in text, please look at my text guide. Just go to part 6, scan ahead, and you'll see it. You could even click on the top right, settings, find and replace, type in them trophies like synergy. It'll take you straight to that trophy in the text guide. So I don't think I've wrote synergy anywhere else. So it's just take you straight to that trophy. Right, so once you've beaten him, I think there's 1 or 2 more combat trophies to get. But again, I'm trying to get these trophies when they're easier to get. The one we have to do with Luna, there's going to be an easy time to get that later when we get a different weapon. So save that one for later. Yeah, so back, I'm just going to keep this new party member now. And Gustav and Marlel. So I'm just going back to normal. I need to equip the new party member with what I had on Luna. So I just basically swapped. Right, let's go. So let's come along here. There'll be a small gazebo just randomly there. I don't know why that gazebo's there for. Yeah, grab that colour of Lumina from inside. Right, climb the sledge on the right. Up here will be some more enemies. These are 2 Reaper cultists and 1 greatsword. Yeah, so you can get rid of the 2 Reapers first. Remember, if you shoot the orbs, they do quite a bit of damage, but they also grant a shield on every other enemy. So I try to avoid shooting them if I can. Yes, got him already, because I was quite lucky with my roulette spins there. Right, so grab that new Pictos, first strike. Play first. I don't know what the point of that is really. Because you just attack them, then you play first. Unless, I need to test if that works on bosses. Because there's some enemies where they automatically get like first turn. You know, it's like scripted. But I need to test out yet to see if that overrides it. So them enemies where they're guaranteed to get a first strike just because they're a boss or whatever. I want to see if that Pictos overrides it. I don't think it will. Yeah, I'll check on that later. But over on the right here is some Chroma. And you want to come and talk to this young boy. Yeah, just have a chat with him and exhaust all his dialogue. That's it, make sure you look him in the eye when you're talking to him. That's it, get through all his dialogue. Then we're going to come down here, guys, and rest at this next flag. We're almost there for this video. Yeah, Expedition 56. This is where they were last seen. So paint for a shrine. I'm just going to increase my might a bit more. I did go up to 60 and I'm still kind of getting good gains from might. So yeah, I am going to still keep leveling up even up to level 60. Yeah, I mean once I start getting like only 1 change to my attributes, then I'll probably stop then. But I'm still, each time I level up, I'm still getting like 3 or 4 or so leveling at one time. But yes, once you've done it at flag, come to the left and you'll find these roach enemies. Take them both out. I don't think they've got a weak point, not that I can see. I mean, I don't think I tried shooting them between legs, but yeah, I don't think they've got any weak points. They go down quick enough. I think their weakness is ice, similar to that of the stone enemy, the Hexka, who have the blue crystals. So once you beat them, grab the item behind them, the healing tint shard, and then come back to the flag and then take the path going down on the right. Down at the bottom here in the corner, you find a paint for a shrine. Yes, grab the energy tint shard beneath her feet.
And someone built her a shrine.
Continue along here and you're going to get ambushed in a second. It's not quite an ambush because I'm telling you. But just make sure you attack him before he recovers. They've got quite a long recovery animation when they're doing a jumping attack. So use that to your advantage. And attack him from behind. Right, once he's defeated. Yeah, he's all by himself. His mates decided not to join down. They were egging him on. Go and jump down, we'll be right behind you. And they just ran off. But down here it's another expedition. Yeah, I told you, a lot of expedition flags here. I'm a man of my word. Yeah, expedition number 50. So grab that one and then come down here, guys, and grapple to that floating island. Over here you'll find some chroma, and then grapple across again. You'll drop down this lower ledge where you'll find more chroma. Once you grab that, come over here and climb up the wall. A few more enemies to kill, a few more items to pick up, and then that is it. So you want to go southwest. You want to go in the second path from the right. Second path from the right. It's kind of heading southwest. Go down there. You'll see the enemy there anyway, so you can't miss it, providing you've not killed him already. Yeah, take out the 2 great sword cultists, and then there's one more group of enemies, and then we've pretty much got a few more items, and we're done. So yes, take these out quickly if you can. Yeah, they normally just do 2 attacks, and then their jumping attack, which you can jump over. An attack of 3 combos, 2 are just normal parry, and the third one you have to jump. Right, that's it. So to continue around this path, going anti-clockwise, it'll loop around, and you should come to the final group of enemies. Yeah, I just realised that I've got that weapon equipped that does light element damage. Yeah, I only just realised I was doing attacks low resistance. Right, so engage these 2 final ones, 2 roaches and a reaper in the middle. Remember, try not to shoot the orbs circling around him. Yeah, it took me a good few battles before I realised that shooting them was actually not as good as it looked, because it gave all the other enemies a shield. Yeah, every time you shoot one, it gives the other enemies a shield each. Not the enemy the orbs are owned by, just the other is comrades. But yes, go west, grab that colour of Lumina at the edge, then go east, grab that new Pictos behind that rock on that upper ledge, SOS power. Yes, that's the final Pictos of this level, guys, this video, SOS power. Just going to equip that on somebody, ready for the next video, because otherwise I'm going to forget by the time I get to recording. I wish you could see exactly how much they take in terms of Luminous without actually going into the Luminous menu, because I think the menus at the moment, unless I need to spend a bit of time to find all the shortcuts, they're not very optimal to navigate at the moment. I don't think. You have to keep going back and forth all the time when you should be able to just press like one button to change how it sorts or something like that. But yes, come up this rope after grabbing that chroma on the right. You grapple to a tower, grab the chroma on the right, go up the rope, and you'll reach this final flag, guys. Yeah, it's the old farm. So I'm going to level up my might, and now that's it for expedition number 6. Yeah, we're doing the expedition in reverse order to the paintress. So expedition number 6 just finished. Save your game, and I'll see you on expedition number 7 tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I will see you then.